Hey guys, it's Ryan, and in this one, I'm going to run you through a hypothetical scenario. If we were working with a brand new luxury agent and we were challenged with generating $1 million in commission in a year, exactly how we do it. So, this is assuming no previous network or referrals or anything like that. This is a clean slate, a fresh start. So, first off, week one, and even 3 or 4 days here, if you really want to hit the ground running, is just deep research, strategy, detective work. So this is using tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, Google Search Console, and just digging through all the top competitors, maybe 5, 6, maybe even 10 competitors, depending on the area, depending on the market, and seeing basically what they're doing, what they're ranking for, what's working, and what's not working. So, targeting keywords that are virtually no keyword difficulty with some volume and keywords that have high intent as well. So, luxury estate, tax planning, Scottsdale. This is obviously very specific. It's unlikely that someone looking for this is going to be just browsing or a tire kick or anything like that. It's just free money. It's just instant ranking, super simple to rank for. Literally anyone could rank for some of these keywords. No competition at all. Then, with my big plan, with a topical map, with a structure, with a URL plan, map, everything that we're going to build out, content, the whole lot, then actually get to building the site. You can build something pretty basic, to be perfectly honest, but since this is luxury, I probably would go for something a little more high end. Beautiful website. It doesn't need to be fantastic, amazing, over the top. It can be, quite pretty, but once it loads fast, it does what it's supposed to do. It has a clear user interface, user experience, and a good customer journey. You're pretty good as well. Obviously, works on mobile. Everything resizes correctly, and the goal of the website is one thing: get a name, get a phone number, get people on the phone, get them on a call, and do your thing. So, like I said, if we were assuming no sales, obviously this would be a fresh page. So this would be an MLS with just the current listings that you're featuring, but then as well, just any recent work, any client interactions or anything like that, testimonials, video, interviews, anything like that at all. Clear call to action, phone number at the very top, probably a sticky header as well, an option to message you on either WhatsApp or iMessage, even a live chat in the bottom corner. Nothing fancy, just a super simple way to actually contact you, making sure the site looks good, presents you well, a site that actually builds authority as well. So nothing, like I said, over the top, but enough to obviously position yourself as someone who is, in the luxury space. So not too simple, but don't waste time on this. So this will be about 2 weeks, maybe 10 days at an absolute push if you have some experience before, and this is your foundation. So next up is going to be your content. This is going to be the things that you actually rank for. This is going to be your actual blog posts, articles, resources, neighborhood guides, all the good stuff. And this is what's actually going to show up and bring people in. And this is what we're going to leverage to collect contact info from potential clients. So things like market reports, tax guides, off-market reports, anything like that, recent sales analysis, even if these are not your own sales, maybe talking about a specific landmark property that sold for above or below or was on the market for particularly long or not so long, specific staging considerations, etc. Anything like that to just build as much credibility as possible and pumping out a good chunk of this content. So maybe like 20 pieces in 2 weeks, which sounds like a lot, but once you have a URL structure, so all the sub areas and then all the property types, that's, say if you have 5 sub areas, 5 property types, that's 25 pages already. And then obviously have your blog content, your articles, your buyer's guide, seller's guide, all your other kind of tax resources, your landscaping, all this. You have a lot there. It's just a case of, getting down, getting dirty, and getting it done. With your link building, so this is going to be links from other websites, and this is going to boost your authority massively. I would get onto your Zillow, your Realtor.com profile, your brokerage profile, every single place that you have a profile, social, that's personal, or you as a real estate agent. Go ahead and add a link to your site, add it to your link tree, anything at all, and this is going to give you a pretty solid boost. Reach out to country clubs, chambers of commerce, any high-end people you have a network or connection with, and local links are going to dominate here. So if you have local landscapers, any handymen, any home services, etc., go ahead and say, I'd love to feature you in a local resources section on my site. Do you mind? Go ahead and link back to my site from your site. You should easily be able to get 20 or 30 highly local, highly specific links here from maybe sites with a domain authority of maybe 10 to 30. Maybe some of these higher end, especially the Chamber of Commerce sites, maybe some charity or non-profit sites as well. Some of these can be as high as 40 or 50. And with just a handful link of those really good links, you're going to be jumping up the ranks pretty easily here. So you'll see all this content that you've created will really start to jump up very, very quickly. So like I said, content production, minimum 20 pieces across 2 weeks to start. And this is like your hit the ground running. From there, probably 5 or 10 pieces, maybe not 10 pieces a week, maybe 5 pieces a week at minimum. So if you go Monday to Friday, one piece of content, one post, you can repurpose this into a newsletter, into a LinkedIn post, an Instagram post, a Facebook post, whatever socials you're using. You can use this on your Google business profile as well. And so you're repurposing that across all channels, and you're starting from an actual blog post. Or you could start from an email newsletter and then make it a blog post. It doesn't really matter. Each piece of content targets a single keyword, and this is a keyword from your research. This isn't just some random term or phrase that you just plucked out of thin air. This is a term that has low competition, decently high volume, and shows actual interest, actual intent. So it's not just best brunch spots in Orange County. It's tax planning for selling a $5 million home with a pool and 6 bedrooms in Pasadena, like super specific. And even if it's 10 or 20 volume per month, those are your real high intent, either buyers or sellers. And then the kind of more boring stuff, this is less important, but we actually do find this jumps up quite large sites quite substantially. So this is your schema markup. This is even more so important now with AI and LLMs. We find having schema markup for the agent, your actual office, the articles, the blog posts, the listings, and pretty much any content that makes sense to have schema markup for. This is just basically readily available context for AI to scrape your website and then provide answers to people when they're asking for best agent in wherever you may be. Next up is speed optimization, image compression, and setting up a CDN. So this is going to make your website load quicker, plain and simple. No one really likes waiting around. Google doesn't like people waiting around as well. This will likely massively improve your bounce rate as well. If Google sees people are going onto your site, it's loading, and then they leave without interacting, it's going to knock you down in the rankings quite substantially if this is happening regularly. So make sure all your images are modern formats like WebP or AVIF, and CDN as well, which basically caches your images in the server. It's technical, it's boring. You can set this up pretty easy. And then weeks 11 to 12, so this is kind of near the end of our little 12-week sprint here. You're just optimizing. So if you have analytics set up, Google Analytics, you can use Plausible, Umami. There's tons of stuff out there now. All pretty much does the same thing. Set up some sort of basic dashboard in Google Analytics. It can get a bit messy, but you should be able to see how many people are scrolling, how many people are engaging, if people are clicking, what your bounce rate is, how many visitors you have, how many engaged visitors you have. You should have the percentage of people returning, so return visitors. And with all that info, you can test headlines, call to actions, forms or phone numbers, whether you're taking name, email, or name and phone. I would recommend phone. Call tracking as well, so how many people are clicking to call and then hanging up, or how many people are starting to fill in your form and then cancelling, how many people are exploring specific pages, and then with that you can just optimize. Another thing we do for some clients with particularly high traffic is heat maps as well. It's like literally like a thermal image of where people's cursor is and how far they scroll. A ton of data to be gathered from that. And then from there, continue to build, but with that initial 12-week sprint, if you've done it correctly, your site and your visitors, your traffic, your conversions will continue to compound as you climb the rankings and move further and further up on that page one, first ranking, and then obviously as you rank for more and more keywords as well. So within month one, maybe 5 or 10 inquiries, maybe you're just kind of climbing the ladder on that. You might be on the second or third or fourth page. You're just ranking for some terms. Into month two, all things going well, might have 20 or 30 inquiries. You're probably on the first page for some key search terms now. And then month three, that compounding effect really kicks in. You're quite broad in terms of the surface area you're covering in terms of keywords. The authority from the backlinks that you've built is really starting to kick in now. And you don't need to do much from here. It would be ideal if you continue to build links, continue to add content, and continue to kind of A/B test your site. But if everything is going well, don't touch anything. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And rough numbers here, let's say your average listing value is 2 million, 3%, 60K commission per deal. That's 18 deals across a year to cross 1 million. And maybe by month 6, you're getting 8 to 10 listings per month, depending on the market, depending on the area, of course. But 18 deals across a year with all of this optimized is very much doable. And this is even on the lower end for some of our clients or some of the people we deal with. So why people actually get this wrong is they don't have the right tools. So this initial planning detective part is completely left out. So all of their content is focused around just on what they feel like. It's not strategic. It's not targeted. It's not specific. And we spend about $3,000 per month on tools. That's across all of our clients as well. So maybe you yourself might be maybe $200, $300, $400, depending on kind of what tiers of certain tools you go for. Obviously, it is a time thing as well. AI has sped this up a lot, but the links and the authority building from reaching out to various local businesses, that's still a time-consuming process that hasn't quite been fully taken over by AI just yet. And the content optimization as well. So there's only so much context these AIs have at the moment, so it can't really see where you're ranking, who's ranking above you, unless you have some certain system set up, which we do use internally. And then patience as well. SEO is a long-term game. It's a luxury in and of itself to market with SEO, because it basically says, I'm investing this money and I'm losing money right now because I know I'm going to get more back in the future. So it's a luxury to have the margin basically to invest in SEO to see it back in the future, many times over. And then obviously the expertise as well, which again, with AI, you can get going pretty quickly. But if you are looking to hit the ground running as soon as possible, and since SEO is already a kind of slower burner, there's no point making it any slower. So there is that. So like I said, this is exactly pretty much what we do. This is obviously a very condensed version of it, but in essence, this is the exact strategy, the exact system. For our 12-week sprint, this is pretty much exactly what we do. We plan, make the content, build the authority, continue to optimize, and get a little bit technical with it, and then basically run that loop on repeat until we've achieved the goal. And obviously for each agent, the goal is different. But this template, this system is tried, tested, proven, and you can just ramp this up or ramp it down, whether it's more content, less content, more backlinks, less backlinks. Obviously just depends on what sort of volume they are doing now and want to be doing in the future. But yeah, if this sounds like something that you don't want to do yourself, go ahead and book a call below with one of our team and we can see if we can help you out. If not, no worries at all. Hope this was of some value to you, and I'll see you in the next one.